Welcome to his new anime review series, his Sword Oratoria anime review. I was originally gonna call it I figured though, why not just call it episode like I did with the flagship series. Episode 1. I'm gonna review the first 3 episodes of this series. Now, I don't know if they're gonna do a season 2. I hope they do because when I watched the first 3 episodes, it's really good. Now, the thing with Sword of Oratoria is this. It's a spin-off series that takes place concurrently with events of the flagship series. Now, each episode does a little bit interact with episodes you see from the flagship series. Like in the case of episode 1, that pretty much leads directly into the pilot episode. For most of the episode, it's just... Now, the episode, despite the fact the series is focused on Ainz, here's kind of the strange thing about these episodes. Ainz is not the focus of these episodes. She's there, except she's not the focus of the episodes. The focus character of these episodes is Lafia. She is an elf who is part of the Loki Guild. Now, that was the whole purpose of the series, would be a spin-off series for Ainz. Despite the fact she's categorized as the main character, she's not the focus spotlight character as Leafy. She's here, she gets a good amount of screen time. Episode starts off with Loki Familia on level 50, just chillaxing, and everyone's preparing for going down a little further, and then strange caterpillar monsters come up from the 51st floor, and one of the twins, the one who's black, I believe, one of the twins. See, Tonya, yeah, there's a gag in here about people poking fun of her because of her chest size. Yeah, her dual blade weapon, apparently, because I know she's got one in the main series. Yeah, it gets destroyed. Yeah, apparently that was the first one she had, which I did not know that. Yeah, I read the light novels, but I kind of forgot the whole thing. Yep, thing gets melted by this thing's blood, and her sister nearly gets burned to a crisp, getting her face burned, her chest, her arms, and she has recovered lots of healing potions just to heal her up. Amber goes home, and on the way down, all of a sudden, a wall, one of the floor collapses, and unleashes a bunch of minotaurs. Yep, and that leads directly what happens to the start of episode 1, where Ainz basically just happens to come across Belle, and she saves him, and he's covered in blood as he runs away, just like he does in the pilot episode. And that's his only appearance. Now, Hestia is also in the... Here's the thing. Hestia is actually in all 3 episodes, but she's there just basically just to run by or a quick cameo. Yeah, each appearance that she makes, it's only one brief little scene, because she's not the primary focus character of the series. It's Ainz in the Loki Guild. In the first episode, you see her at a cart. Second episode, she runs across the guild, walking the street. And third episode is at the party. Yep, that's the only appearance you see of her in these episodes. Belle, in episode 2, it's pretty much that's when they interact with him from episode 2 from the series, when they go to the bar right after they come back from the expedition. Yeah, they basically just brag about what happens in the dungeon. That's when Belle runs away, and we see Ainz run out, just like she does in episode 2 of the series. And, well, next day, Brett gets chastised, basically, when he said it in the bar, by Loki. And, of course, Ainz feels down, and so, Leif basically, now, I think it's my name, Leif. Yeah, she basically, she tries to chant the incantation, but she basically keeps getting interrupted by, Spirit keeps opening her eyes and seeing that monster get very so close to her. Yeah, it's a minor gag here. And episode 2, mostly with the exception of that scene from episode 2, the bar scene. For next days, they have no expedition plan to relax, so go shopping. Yep, and this is where Ainz gets a dress she wears in the flagship series. If you're wondering where that came from, this episode pretty much explains that. Yeah, apparently Leif picked out for her, and she liked it. Now, the reason why I think she bought it because it's similar to what she normally wears in the series. First, the girls take her to a skimpy shop, which Leif didn't like that very much, so Leif took Ainz to a different shop and picked out a dress for her. course, and here's the thing: he tried many different dresses. One of the outfits just happened to be the outfit that Hestia wears. Why in the world the shop sells Hestia's outfits, I have no idea. And she gets the outfit, and well, then of course, right along after that, Ainz and her Lifa decided to go to the dungeon. And do some killing, some monsters, probably get some money out of it. Of course, also like the previous night, basically she gave her one the Christian just cheer her up, because basically that's what she's trying to do, cheer her up. And the very next, and of course she also gives her, while they're fixing up their weapons, just have them come across some lucky juice and gives it to her as a gift. And of course gives her the dress too. And yeah. Oh, and the episode 3 also explains why Ainz was with Loki in episode 3 for the whole monster stuff. Yeah, mostly put it just basically Loki's perspective, what they were doing during those episodes. Yep, apparently Latha and the twins decided to go to the monster brawl in the Colosseum. Yes, they have a Colosseum. And Ganesha, yeah, I remember the guy's name is Ganesha. He's a guy who wears an elephant mask. Why he wears an elephant mask, I don't know. I think he's the god of festivals. I don't really remember because I've never heard of Ganesha prior to watching the series. And we see basically seeing what we if you want to hear what the other end of this conversation, watch the episode from the flagship series to see what they have this conversation, to see what their perspective of what they're saying. Because if you don't watch the flagship series, you probably have no idea what the heck these people are saying. Also, there's a bit of extension of a scene that was seen in the flagship series where you see that Loki was talking to some mysterious woman. Who is this woman? Freya. I mistakenly call her Ishtar. This is actually Freya. And we actually see, and apparently Ainz does see Belle running to the streets before running into Hestia. We do hear Hestia basically in the background of this scene, and don't see her, but do see her a little bit later. Also, the shop, of course, well, yeah. Let's see, what else? Yeah, and of course they had this particular scene that actually was not seen in the main series, where while Ainz is taking care of the monsters, the twins and Lifa take care of a giant praying mantis. They call it a weird flower. It's a praying mantis. I know what this thing is. I've seen praying mantises in their fiction. Yeah, and Lifa gets wounded during it, and of course she does do a special incantation which just frees the thing. Of course, the thing gets destroyed. And Li Fei congratulates them for taking care of the monster, and tells Li Fei, okay, you two go help Ainz take care of the monsters. As for you, go back to the guild and go back to headquarters and get yourself patched up by the medics. Yep, and of course Loki does talk to Freya about apparently the whole thing about this. Now in the anime, it's in the main series, it's hinted that she probably did this for her own benefit, just to boost up Belle. And when Loki mentions the strange praying mantis to Freya, she has absolutely no idea where this thing came from. Also, we do see the party scene from the main series. We see that here as well. And mostly put, you see what Loki was up to prior to her showing up, meeting up with Hestia. Yeah, it basically leads directly into that. Because the series takes place at the same time as the main series, why not have sections of basically the crossover with the main series? I gotta say, 3 really good episodes, and I thoroughly enjoy them. Hopefully, get a little more focus on Ainz, who is supposed to be the main character of the series, but it seems like basically she's there. She's more like a supporting character, even though she's supposed to be the start of the series. Oh, as for Lefa, not the first time I've seen her. The first time I did see her was actually in the Arrow Orion film. That was the time I saw this character. Yeah, of course, do the Malik. He's actually here a brief cameo. Hermes actually does not show up in these episodes at all. We do see another blonde character here. Anna, yeah, she pops up in these. Mostly her scenes are basically stuff taken from the main series. That's simply the whole point of her being there. Which is basically just having her stuff basically was already shown in the main series, and just see it from a different perspective. That's simply what it is. Yeah. So You might think of the series as basically what the Loki family was up to during the main events, during the events in the main series. Yep. But not much else to say. These first 2 episodes are really good. Though here's kind of the strange thing about the next 2 episodes. Yeah, here's the thing about these episodes. Okay, now, and I think this is really weird. 6, 9, and 6 and 9 had this strange thing where they adapt from 2 different books. Yeah, 6 basically finishes book 2, but also starts book 3, and 9 pretty much finishes up book 3 and goes straight to book 4. But my next review will cover episodes 4 through 6. Yes, that'll be the next one. And that'll be episode 2. 3 will cover, 7 through 9. And 4 will cover episodes 10 through 12. And that'll be pretty much it for this particular review series. Yeah, 4 videos overall. And I will review when I get to episode number 4 what's anime I'm going to discuss next. Now, my next video is going to be a comic corner. Yep, I have a comic corner ready to go. I figured, why not review it? Yep. So, until you see you on my next video, which will be the comic corner, talking about 2 books related to the JSA, which I'm looking forward to talking about these. Okay, see you next video. Bye.